Hey, it's Birdman for Birdman Media, hanging out here in Studio B of the Birdcage. This is, of course, the Community Shout, and going out to everybody on WMI TV, also on Sholo TV, and, of course, Birdman Media. We're going to kick off this week's show with Mr. Ralph Engler. How are you, sir?
I'm good this morning, Rob. Thank you.
Nice to have you here. So you're, of course, with NAMI.
Yes.
Which explain to everybody that might not know what NAMI is.
Yeah, NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. That's what the acronym stands for, and it's the nation's largest grassroots advocacy and education organization trying to create better lives for the folks that live with these behavioral health disorders.
Very cool. So you've got a couple events you said you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got two events that we've just been planning, and I'd like to talk about them this morning. The first one is kind of a members and invited guests no-host dinner scheduled for Monday, November 12th. That's Veterans Day, I believe. At 5:30 p.m., Sholo Cafe. Everybody knows where that is. So that's the first one, and so that's kind of a members meeting, and we're inviting some guests to talk a little bit more about what we're doing and some of the programs. And the next one's even more exciting for us. It's our first attempt at a community open house type event. That'll be December 1st. We're going to run that at Solterra down the road here from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. That's a Saturday. And coffee and pastries will be provided.
Oh, okay, cool. So when you say no host, that means it's at a restaurant, but you can get meal if you want to get a meal.
Get a meal or whatever. Yeah.
But you guys aren't giving anything out as far as coffee or even anything.
Yeah, our first event that we're actually going to be paying for food, which is an important thing, is the December 1st.
Okay, at Solterra. And now is it from 9 to 11, or you just drop in and out?
Yeah, it's kind of you drop in and out. We'll be there. You know, folks can drop in and out anytime during that. It's not really a presentation. It's meet and greet.
Okay, very cool. And if somebody wants to get more information from you, what do they do?
Probably the best way is to go on our website, NAMIWMAZ.org. The calendar on the website should have these two events on, and the details should be there. So
okay. And do you need an RSVP for either of these events?
Yeah, the one on the dinner on November 12th, it would be good if we knew ahead of time. So, yeah, that probably is a good thing to RSVP. I could give you a email address for that.
Sure.
Maggie4VOL at cable1.net is Maggie Critcher, one of my partners.
We'll put that information down below, too.
Yeah, that'd be great. Because at the White Mountain, or at the Sholo Cafe, we both know there's the overflow room to the left, and then there's the big room. And if we need the big room, well, we need to know that ahead of time.
Need to know. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Once again, Ralph Engler with NAMI. Anything else you need to tell people?
Very good. Just the usual stuff going on. Well, tomorrow night is a connections meeting, again, down at the White Mountain United Methodist Church. So that's every first and third Thursday. So
okay.
Thursday night, we'll be there again.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Rob.
Hey, now time for a special monthly edition. This is for Sunrise Air Ambulance. And to kick off this segment, as you guys will be ongoing, I've got with me Chris Holliday. How are you, sir?
I'm doing real good. Thank you for having me.
Now, of course, I know you rather well because I've seen you yearly for at least 5 years now, I think, for the Hangar Dance. And that's a phenomenal thing that you guys, and everybody needs to know, you do that gratis. You actually give that out, so there's no rental fee or anything for that. So you give that to the community to be able to have that there, and that's really appreciated.
Well, it's a pleasure to be able to do that for the veterans, and it's a great organization, and we're just happy that we're part of it.
So, what's your official title?
I'm the director of operations for the company.
Okay.
Actually, we have two companies, and I'm the aviation. The director of operations.
Okay, so why don't you give us the overview, since Sunrise Air, and we appreciate you guys coming on to support the community shout. What is it that you want to talk to us about overall today?
Well, I thought we'd just talk about, how it started and where we went to and where we're going to. It started January 1st in 2011. A group of us got together and with Dr. Hayes, Michael Hayes, who is the CEO and president and owner, we have actually I think it's 8 doctors in the area that are the owners of the company, and so that makes us, we want to be a hometown, homegrown company, and we've kept it that way. All of our medical crews are from the area. It's hard to find pilots, rotor and fixed wing pilots in the area, so we do have people that come from the outside in. Some of them moved here, but it's been a strong company since 2011. We use rotors, helicopters. Everybody else, helicopters and fixed wing airplane. We're actually the largest fixed wing airplane air ambulance in Arizona.
Really?
Believe it or not, yeah. Most people are rotor. They go to the helicopter and have kind of moved towards that. Hospitals really like to have rotors on their pads and use them before they use the fixed wing.
So the fixed wings have a benefit over the rotors for what purpose? Why are they?
Mainly bad weather.
Okay.
Bad weather, speed, pressurization. Those are some of the factors that they use for the medical side to determine which aircraft they're going to use. Our aircraft are Turbo Commanders built by Rockwell, now owned by, what is it? Not Pilatus, but anyway, I can't remember.
Got to keep up with the purchases, right?
They sell so much. Gulfstream. They're owned by Gulfstream.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, it's 35, 40 minutes to the Phoenix area. In the fixed wing, and about an hour and 5 minutes with helicopter.
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize it was that big of a difference.
Yeah, so there's a little difference that way. But the hospital, the doctors decide which is more appropriate for the patient. And we have a CAMP certification, which is a highly sought after, difficult to get certification for the medicals and fixed wing side. Fixed wing, the aviation side, they work on safety, along with the FAA. FAA's really working hard on safety and reducing accidents, of course, which is, totally what we work towards and would be devastated to have.
Yeah, and I have to say, air ambulances on the whole are pretty. I think I can remember maybe 3 or 4 total in the entire time that I've lived in Arizona, which is almost 20 some odd years. It's very rare and obviously horrific if it happens, but it's a very safe way to get transported.
It really is. People they make it big news when an aircraft goes down. They make it big news, but per flight hours, it's very, very safe to fly. Both rotor and fixed wing. Rotor's a little, has, the old days, it's, kind of like a bumblebee. It's not supposed to fly.
Right.
And, but they have done so much difference in technologies and safety that it's, extremely good aircraft now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What else should people know about Sunrise and what you have to offer?
We offer a membership that, everybody knows and are afraid of the cost of air ambulance, and it's very costly.
Well,
and,
I always hear the number $40,000 thrown around. I mean, is that accurate?
That's actually low.
Is it low?
Yeah, that's actually low.
Wow.
It ranges between 50 to 65,000 to fly to the valley. But, just real quick so people understand why that is, because it just seems that's ridiculous, which it is. Out of 10 flights, maybe one person we fly would have actual solid good insurance, which might pay $35,000. Insurances, they decide what they're going to pay. And so a really good pay would be about $32,000 to $35,000. Then we fly 5 people with nothing, so 0,
Wow.
and a lot of Medicare and access. And so how that game started is hard to say, but but the big price always goes around. We really don't get that. But with that, what's happened is we've come up with a membership, and all the companies do. Ours isn't unique. All the companies have memberships, and our membership for an individual is $30 a year. A year. And what that does for you is a membership for us or any other air ambulance is that if you ask for us to fly you, then whatever you have insurance-wise is all. We don't come after any more than what we can get from the provider of insurance that you have, which is very, very good. because without that, the companies will come after you pretty hard.
Yeah.
And so it's a good way of helping the community out.
And that's $30 for an individual. You also have, I know, family plans and 2-year plans and things like that too, right?
We do. $30 for a year for an individual, $55 for 2 years. Family plans, and there's no number of family, just who's
Right.
in your family is $45 a year, or for a 2-year plan is $80. And so with that membership, you
cover
ask
yourself.
for Sunrise, and then you don't worry about the money. You let us worry about that.
Okay. And I've always said, even if you have the other plan, but that chopper's not available, you want to get the
Right.
there. And how many choppers are up here?
Actually, it is. Boy, I tell you, for a small town and in the United States, it's unique. We have 4 companies.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we have Guardian from Flagstaff, Air Methods, which is native, PHI, which is Airvac, and then Sunrise. So Guardian, Sunrise, Airvac, and native.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of competition up here.
But Sunrise, like you said, locally here, and
Well, the advantage we have is we're local,
right,
and all of our people are local. All of our administration is local. So if you do have a problem, you come and just you can talk to the top man.
Yep.
right there in the office. And then we have both fixed wing and rotor.
Okay.
And we're the only company that has both. And so if the weather's bad, that's the best advantage of the fixed wing, is when the weather's bad, we fly a lot.
Yeah, and we do occasionally get bad weather. So
Yeah,
yes.
we once in a while.
Absolutely.
Like
cool.
weird snowstorms
Yeah.
early.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were flying a lot that day. So yeah, the combination of the two, we can cover you. We have 2 helicopters and 4 fixed wings.
Oh wow. Okay.
And so we can cover the patients.
Very good. Chris, anything else that we want to know today or talk about today?
Just know that our we have the top people. They're educated, trained constantly. The aviation side, constantly being trained. And so we're working very hard to be the best we can for our community. And so, but thanks a lot for having me here.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for the support. It's Sunrise Air Ambulance, of course. Chris Holliday, thank you very much for your time. We're going to put the number up, and we'll also put the information. So if you want to get a hold of them and how to get those plans, it's easy online, or you can go stop by and say hi to them.
Please do. We our offices are over by on Clark Road, going out of town, and stop by.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks. And we got some other people coming, so hang out there. Okay, still hanging out here in the Birdcage, Studio B. I've got with me now Mr. Jimmy Abelgate with the Sholo Chamber of Commerce.
How you doing, Rob?
How are you?
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. I'm good.
Not a problem. So, hey, we're going to talk about something that actually you're not doing directly, but you've been...
I'm not. We're jumping on board.
You're jumping on board.
Because it makes
with
sense,
the chamber.
and it's a good thing.
Paul Watson, who is the assistant county director, I think I got that right, and also the head of economic development
ED in the county, right.
for the county, came to our breakfast, the chamber breakfast, Wednesday or so ago, and also was at WIMBORT, which is a White Mountain Business Owner Roundtable, and talked about this thing is coming up. They did a study, talked about what's going on in the county. Part of that came out was the fact that we're possibly losing coal mines, or eventually we're definitely going to lose coal mines, which is going to impact the tax structure, things like that. And, since he's charged with economic development, it was like, what needs to be done? One thing that came out of it specifically was the development of entrepreneurial opportunities, new businesses, small businesses, because small business really drives. It's the domino effect. You get the small businesses going, it helps bigger things happen, and altogether, us moving in one direction in the same way gets us moving a lot further down the road than anything individually we can do.
You bet.
So they had a program that came out of the, I think it was a real AZ corridor, I think is what it came out of. And you talked to them today, so why don't you talk a little bit about that?
I met with Paul and Stephanie, Steve North from the city of Sholo, and we talked about the Pioneer Pitch initial seminar or a mixer, which is next week, and we talked about how the chamber could work together with them. But boy, the activity itself just sounded so right. I mean, I don't know how many entities in the area have thought of or had a concern about how to help new businesses, entrepreneur-minded people kick off, and get started. And there's been programs that have happened throughout the 10 years that I've been in the area, and some have been better than others, but this one really seems solid. This one sounds fantastic, and so.
And I think it's borrowing some from that the Shark Tank, which obviously is a phenomenon that's been going on.
Yeah.
Where they got the sharks, which are the millionaires, billionaires, that sit in the same room. They get pitched,
Right.
And that's how real things happen. Okay, is you really go in front of somebody and you pitch something
In a competition.
In a competition,
Right.
yeah, and that's where you get new ideas. You get things that come about, and it's funny. Even the ones that don't win the competition get better. In the fact that then they have to align things, have a pitch down, got to really understand what their business is and what they're doing. And it makes you take a critical look at the things that you do.
Rubbing shoulders with the rest of that entrepreneur mindset of people who are also taking off completely separate industry from maybe what you're trying to do, but just that rubbing shoulders and having that question and answer period with the professionals who've been successful, and maybe you're, working to get some money out of them. That in and of itself is going to bring you to the next level and give you the ideas that, I never thought about that, and this is what I need to do to maybe take my business off, whether you win or not. But they're going to give some money away in this. There's going to be some money.
Okay, so this is not the actual competition.
So November 7th is the kickoff mixer, where we'll learn all the details about. And throughout the next 6 months, there'll be seminars free to the public about kicking off your business idea, how to do that, what to do. And then the culmination will be a actual pioneer pitch. It will be a pitch of your businesses against other people. There'll be judges. There'll be money handed out. We're looking, and maybe I don't want to give it away, but we're looking of where to do that final pitch. With the awards awarded towards the beginning of summer of next year. And so it's kind of exciting. So this one
stay tuned, and you'll find out.
You'll get
details.
the details. Oh, right. Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
Who's going to be at this November 7th event?
So the big one that's going to be at this event, of course, is Kirsten Hathcock. Now, Kirsten's first place winner of the Shark Tank second season, and she, of course, won the event. She'll be there talking to the folks on the 7th. This will be at NPC, and there'll be food there. But come and listen to her talk, hear her words, but grab her afterwards and pull her in a corner and say, "Hey, I have an idea, and what do you think?" And she's going to help you give some advice as to how did I win? Here's some pointers on how I accomplished what I accomplished. And so you got someone that's offering you free advice that's been down this road and done it.
Okay, and I see some sponsors there, so let's go ahead and mention them, because these are the ones that help and bring this to light.
Yeah.
Obviously, Navajo County.
Yep.
Okay.
APS is a part of it. Of course, this is important to them in the area to jump on board, and APS is ever a part of entrepreneurial. And probably more than that as we get closer to it. Real Arizona Corridor is really, I think, where the pitch came from originally, or the idea of this came from, and did that. They've teamed up with the Moonshot. I don't know what NASIC. Yeah, and it's an acronym. Now these guys are out of Flagstaff, and that's where this originally started. They've moved it. They did the presentation in this kind of event in Camp Verde, and
I know it's northern Arizona, but I'm not sure what the rest of it is.
I don't remember the rest of it. And I've not
just
got started to get the details, but it's exciting enough that I figured I'd even come here half-cocked today and say, come out to the 7th and find out what it's about.
This is the kickoff. This is where we all find out more about it.
Yeah,
I know that you'd mentioned that they've done other ones like this in the state of Arizona already.
Yeah.
They're getting phenomenal success out of it.
They have.
So
they have. Flagstaff can look directly from this event to some fantastic things that are happening in Flagstaff. Even Amazon bringing Flagstaff into their fold.
Nice.
And being one of the first places that they're going to present a new type of office that'll be in that area. Camp Verde, they did it in, had some fantastic success. Of course, the idea for us here is to not only kick it off, have some success, but let this perpetuate over the next couple of years. And let it
so if
go.
you look at this at a gardening perspective, it's like setting that soil up, getting the ground right. Getting the control of the temperature, everything, so that we've got good foundation for things to grow. And that's what it does. And when you put certain plants next to other plants, they grow better. So
bet.
That's where we're at. Cool.
So the idea here is, if you've got a business idea if you have an idea of something to bring to the market at all, you know somebody that has one of those, and most of us do, or even if it's that small little seed in the back of your mind, come on out, see what it's about, and let's let that seed grow and see if it's something that we can help you develop into a business. So
Very cool. Once again, Jimmy Applegate with the Show Low Chamber of Commerce.
thanks.
Appreciate your time.
You bet.
Hey, that's going to be it for this episode of the Community Shout here from Birdman Media. Thanks to all the viewers out there from WMI TV and also Sholo TV. Remember, if you want to come in and talk about something that's going on in your area, in the community overall, it's free. Just come on in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. here at the Birdcage in Studio B. I'm Birdman, reminding you if I don't see you around town, I'll catch you right here on the web.